What up, boss? I have been working from home for the last 6 years in my Lululemons. It's where I thrive. And if you haven't checked out my last video, you can check it out right here, and we'll link to it in the description below. But it's all about the top 9 work from home jobs. And in this video, I wanted to talk about how I stay motivated, focused, and hyper productive while working from home, because I truly believe at this point I've mastered the art of it. So I wanted to share this with you in case you need to hear it right now. Make sure that you hit that like button so that more people can see this content in the algorithm, and make sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. All right, let's get into these top tricks and hacks that you can use for working from home.
Number 1, create a routine. It's really easy to glamorize the work from home lifestyle and think,
oh my gosh, I'll be just so much more productive because I can do my laundry while I do my work.
it just doesn't work that well if you operate that way. So I learned really quickly that the glamorized idea of working from bed in your pajamas is not real, and it often can make the lines blurred between which day of the week it is, what you're even doing, and how productive you actually are. So I found it's really important to act like you're going into a job, even if you're working from home. So if you haven't watched this video yet on my millionaire morning routine, make sure you check it out, because it's how I set myself up for success, focused productivity, and how to stay motivated every single day while I work from home. A big part of working from home as well is honoring the fact that you have more flexibility, in the sense that if you are a morning person, wake up early and use that time to your advantage. If you are more of a night owl, stay up later and adjust your work hours accordingly. You don't have to use a one-size-fits-all model approach to working from home. You don't have to choose to work between 9 to 5. You can have flexibility in your hours, but you do need at least a routine and structured habits and timelines in order to stay productive, motivated, focused, and all of the good things, so you can actually get things done and be successful in your work from home business. Tip number 2, super important as well, is have a designated workspace. It doesn't necessarily have to be its own room, which I do have now. I have an entirely separate office space in my house at this point. But when I was first getting started and working in my shoebox apartment, I just had a little table that doubled as like a dining table and my desk. And I had a specific chair that I would sit in, because it does do something to you mentally when you know you actually have a designated space, as opposed to, say, working from bed, which having done it, it does not work well. Some days you're gonna feel like it, but it doesn't make you feel productive. It makes you feel kind of lazy, and it doesn't make you feel very focused at all. So really important to have a designated chair, table, space in your house that is just strictly for working. And in addition to that, do not mix personal and professional responsibilities throughout the day. So if you are trying to navigate doing the dishes and doing laundry, as well as tackling all of your work responsibilities, it's gonna take you 3 or 4 times the amount of time that it should, because you're constantly what's called context switching between those activities. So don't do that. And I also highly recommend hiding your phone. I know that sounds weird, but in a normal office job, you're not on your phone all day or on social media every day, but it's really easy to go into that scroll hole when you're at home and nobody's watching you. So make sure that you keep your phone in a separate room. I keep mine in the kitchen, far away from my office, so that I'm not distracted by it. And I also make sure that I have a setup that supports my back, which is so important, because oftentimes if you're working from home, you're working in all these different spaces and you're not setting up your chair or your desk in a way that supports your body and your back, and it can lead to long-term problems and your health causing issues. So make sure that you have something set up, which I bought this little setup on Amazon. It was about $43, and it has been amazing because it keeps my eye line high and I'm not having to hunch over and look down all the time. Tip number 3 is get dressed and take a shower. I know that might sound obvious, but it's really tempting when you work at home to just not do those things and to stay in your pajamas all day long or stay in your sweatpants all day long. Now, there's nothing wrong with some Lululemons and some workout clothes. I am currently wearing that. That's what I like to work in. And it still makes me feel like I'm up and at 'em and I'm productive, and I could even go for a workout midday if I really wanted to, which sometimes I do just to refresh my brain. But getting dressed as if you're going to a job, and going to the job that you created for yourself. My dream job meant that I could wear whatever I wanted to wear, but at least I'm actively getting dressed and I'm not staying in my pajamas. And also showering just helps you refresh and feel like you're getting ready for the day. So really important to do those things. They're little, but they make a big difference to your mental space.
Tip number 4 is having your priorities laid out right in front of you. So I keep my priorities very simple. I have them set out for the year, the quarter, the month, the week, and the day. And my daily priorities do not change. You can check out this video right here on exactly what my daily priorities are and how I organize them. But it's really important to understand that you keep them very simple, very focused on the things that are actually going to push the needle in your business or in your job, as opposed to trying to do everything at once every single day. So for me, a few examples of this are driving as much traffic as possible to our programs and services, making the best product on the market, and ensuring that we're constantly reaching out to our clients to get testimonials and social proof of how well our programs and services work. So keeping it simple, keeping it to 3 to 4 max daily priorities is really important. Which brings me into tip number 5 is having a very detailed to-do list. Now I know this sounds kind of strange because it can feel overwhelming to have so many to-dos, and I just said to keep it simple, but this includes personal and professional. So let me show you what mine looks like.
You can see that it starts with waking up, meditation, and lemon water, which is part of my morning routine, my workouts. And then my top priority in the morning is to check in with my clients, my team, and our daily metrics that matter to our business. I schedule in my shower and time to eat. I schedule in our consulting call preparation to make sure that I'm giving my clients the best info possible, meeting with my ads team, eating and walk is scheduled in, so that's a breather. And then Slack time, eat, call with our clients, breather, Slack, and this is kind of my daily ritual to wrap things up. So I detail out everything that I want to do during the day with time periods that allow me to make sure that it gets done. And this is so important because it allows me to stay on track and focus and cross things off as I go. Which brings me to my next point, take breathers. I am the absolute worst. I used to be the absolute worst at just working straight through my entire day without even getting up to move my body, to eat something, etc. So it's really important to have a breather. It does make a massive difference to the amount of time you're actually able to sit and work. And if you're not moving your body and you're not actually changing your energy or changing your space at all, you're going to get stagnant and stuck when it comes to your work projects. So it's even little things like you can get up and take a walk around your apartment, get up and take a walk around the neighborhood, have a little solo dance party. I do that all the time. And I also do meditate in the afternoons for just 20 minutes or take a 20-minute nap to refresh my brain. It just makes a massive difference to my energy and my focus when it comes to my business. So find ways that work for you to take a little break. Maybe it's just turning on music for a couple minutes. Maybe it's going to the fridge and getting a snack, some sort of healthy snack that you have in there. It's just getting up and physically moving away from your laptop, because when you're stuck in it, you lose all creativity. So you gotta get your creative juices going by just getting up, moving your body, and doing something just for you and not for the business for even 20 minutes. Tip number 7 is set the mood. What? So what I mean by this is I have essential oils that I keep in my desk, and I rub them on my hands when I'm getting into work mode, because I find that your senses, when they're all involved in your work and focused productivity place, it makes a big difference, and it triggers your brain to know, okay, it's work time. So I have essential oils for my sense of smell to trigger, okay, it's time to focus. I also will light a candle so that it feels very cozy and comfortable and allows me to just like feel totally relaxed in the environment and in my zone. So whatever you need to do to create that space for yourself, do it. If you have a diffuser, use that with essential oils. If you have certain music you like to play, have that set up and playing while you work. Maybe it's classical music to help you focus. Whatever it is, even if you have a certain pair of headphones, sometimes that works too. Whatever it is, use those to your advantage to trigger your brain to get into that focused state. Tip number 8 is very similar to if you were going into an office to do work, you need to have some sort of food so you can actually eat. And I found that when I was playing it by ear every day and I was not actually preparing food or snacks for myself, it made me so much less productive because I had to think and again make that decision, which led to decision fatigue and also led to eating some pretty crappy things just because I was so hungry by the time I would stop. So I'm a big fan of meal prepping, and I'm also a huge fan of meal delivery, which I've talked about a lot. You can check it out in this video. my simple steps to financial freedom. I talk about that a lot. So having that food prepared so you can just get up, grab it, eat, and it's something healthy that nourishes your mind, body, and soul, and then get back to work and not have to think about that decision of what am I gonna eat today? Where am I gonna go to get food? Do I have to leave the house, etc. Now, the 9th tip is making sure that you have an end of the day routine. And this is so important because as an entrepreneur or as somebody who works from home, it's really easy to just keep working all the time because it's so available to you. So one big part of that is what I mentioned earlier, having a completely separate space is so important because then that becomes your workspace and you just don't go in there past a certain time of the day. So for me, I know my cutoff time is 5 p.m. I like to be done my work by then. On most days, that's the case. Sometimes it goes a little longer, but I try to aim for 5 p.m. And as of 5 p.m., I just do little things that trigger my brain to know it's time to stop working. I check off every item on my to-do list. I then write a new to-do list for the next day that's super detailed. And I ensure that I talk to everyone I need to on Slack and I don't have any messages in there. And I close my computer for the day. That's my little ritual. And I then leave my office, close the door, and I'm done for the day. That's my little ritual, but yours could be different. Whatever it is that triggers your brain to get out of work mode and get into personal time, which is incredibly helpful and healthy for your relationships as well, because if you're somebody who works from home, it's really easy to get distracted by your work and not be fully present with your family, your kids, your partner, whoever it is, which you do need to do. You have to make time for that as well. It just makes you better overall in your life. And also it helps you allow yourself to have time for self-care as well each day. So having some sort of routine that allows you to wrap up the day is really important. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for new videos every single week. And also check out this video on the top 9 high-paying work from home jobs, as well as the other resources here that will help you be your own boss and build your own life. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Lots of love, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.